stare. The cameras, I'm there.
Welcome to Pop's house. Thanks for stopping by. I'm glad you guys could come on by. And as you hear, I'm going to, I jump right into them. This time we're going to do something old, kind of like Pop's. Not too old, kind of like Pop's. Rare, kind of like Pop's. And hopefully we'll all enjoy it. So this is going to be the Jackson 5 back in the Dizzy on the Johnny Carson show. And of course it'll get the, the block stuff or whatever that might be, but we're going to do it anyway. All right, let's do this. The Jackson 5 make their first appearance. I'd have to look that up because the date, it's just weird.
Jackson 5 are here tonight. They're, without a doubt, one of the most popular singing groups in the entire world today. And as I mentioned in the monologue, their records have sold over 35 million copies. You know what that means, being a musician?
That means a lot of money.
That's a lot of records. And this is their latest Motown album called Get It Together. And on Wednesday, they're going to be doing their first nightclub engagement ever, headlining at the Grand Hotel in Las Vegas for 2 weeks. It's a great kick to have them here. Would you welcome
I'm doing it all.
Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom.
Okay, so Michael is over here, and he's a lot older than he was when the Jackson 5 started. So being their first appearance on the Johnny Carson show, it would be surprising if it took Johnny, what I'm guessing, Michael had to start at least even doing popular stuff like ABC. And I Want You Back in probably 7, 8 years before this. So we shall see.
Let it be, let it be. I never can say goodbye. No, 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 no. I never, 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 never can say goodbye. Even though the pain and heartaches and the follow me wherever I go, though I try to hide my feelings, they always seem to show. And you try to feel it in me, and I always have to say no. Tell me why. Is it so? Is it so? No, no. I never, 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 never gonna say goodbye. I never can say goodbye. Every time
Come on now. Jermaine on that bass is fire, right? I believe that's Jermaine. Because I believe it's Tito, Jackie, Jermaine, Marlon, Michael, then Lil Randy, and then on the girls.
Let you go, come on, I can say goodbye.
Hey, I never knew the bass was that fire. Tito's over there on that guitar holding it down, but I'm telling you. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm yelling and shit. I apologize. I do. I apologize. I'm sorry, y'all.
I got the, yeah.
Oh, man.
Where's the rest of the group? Here we go. Doc, you can sit in the hall. How are you, fellas? Good to see you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I suppose you get this all the time, don't you? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We've been waiting to do this show for a long time.
You've been waiting to do this. We've been waiting to get you for a long time.
Maybe they.
You're on the road, or you're working someplace.
You had to be waiting for a long time because this little Michael is older than the real. You know, when they busted on the scene and got really popular, I was a kid, and we were fairly close in age. He's a year or two older. But of course, as a kid, my family, we'd sit around, we'd get together and be the Jackson 5 for our parents. I mean, we didn't have any video games or stuff like that. We had to go in the back and practice dance moves together as a family, and then come out to the family later because, again, everybody didn't sit around and have phones, all of that. You know what I mean? We just had to get together and do things as a family to entertain each other. And so when we would do the Jackson 5, I always liked Tito. Okay, for some reason as a kid, even though Michael was the front dude, I would do Michael sometimes because I was tiny, right? I was kind of a short dude, you know, but I really never had the afro, and I never really liked to be I didn't mind to be the center of attention because I could do a mean James Brown when I was little, you know what I'm saying? The split, everything. So I guess I didn't mind the attention as much. I also did plays and musicals and things like that, but when we would be the Jackson 5, I remember I always wanted to be Tito, but they pushed me to be like Marlon, Randy, Michael, all of the smaller front kind of guys, you know. Anyway, let's get into it.
You're overseas. You travel all the time, don't you?
All the time.
You get tired of it?
No, not really. It's fun because we get a chance to see our fans.
Yeah. You got a lot of them, too. Now, the Jackson 5. Now I see six singers sitting here. Now, am I losing my mind, or...
No, you're not losing your mind. It is 6.
Randy, you the newest member? Don't they count you yet?
No, you see, they 6 of us, but you know, we still call it Jackson.
Call yourself the Jackson 5. I'd get a good lawyer if I were you, Randy. You can break this whole thing. How about the Jackson 5 plus Randy? It has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
They became the Jacksons, of course, and then even without Michael, they were the Jacksons. Okay.
Slide in the Jackson 5 and a half.
5 and a half so far. Huh? How old are you, Randy? How old are you?
Oh, 12.
You're 12. Who's the oldest in the whole group now?
Jackie.
Yeah, all you guys, why don't you give your name? Let's pan down. You guys work so much as a group all the time, but half the time, outside that less people see you and know all of you, don't know the names. So why don't we start?
If y'all don't know about a process, that's the hairstyle your boy got right here. It's called the process. Okay, this was what was happening. Okay, we were doing this. Okay, we were doing this before the Jerry curl came around. You know, cats wanted to again, in some deep, heavy stuff culturally. I don't really think it's necessary for us to roll that way, you know, because we always try to have fun. When we want to sit down and chat about real stuff and real topics, holla at your boy. Learned. But either way, this is called a process, this hairstyle, right? He's the only one right now wearing his hair processed. And I think if I recall correctly, Jackie might have processed his hair at some point. But, you know, if you look back at a lot of James Brown stuff, James Brown often had a process back then for reference. I don't want to get into it, but I remember having hair where I had it actually curled and then combed out like, oh man, I swear to you, I don't have any photos. I sure hope none exist, to be quite honest with you. But that's the good part about my day, there wasn't a whole lot of pictures. Somebody took a picture, they put it in their book, and if they moved on and somebody else saw it, they're like, "Who the hell is that?" and threw it away. You know.
The end and
I'm Jermaine.
Jermaine,
Jermaine, Tito.
Marlon.
I'm Randy.
Randy,
Jackie.
Jackie.
And I'm Michael.
You're Michael. Good. Now we got it all straight. All the articles I read about you fellas, this is not the whole group at home, though, right?
Today I'm going to show you the 7 things you must do immediately after an EMP strike. Each one is important.
Oh, no. Now, how many more brothers and how many more sisters?
Well, this is all the brothers.
All the brothers.
And we have 3 sisters at home.
3 sisters.
Yeah, they're also in our Las Vegas act, Latoya and our smaller sister, Janet.
Yeah. Have they ever worked with you before?
First time.
Oh man, do you see this young man? I mean, he's so young, and you know, here he's like a little kid, you know, to me. And at the time, he would have been a couple years older, but still a kid. Like, you know, you don't really know a couple years when it's on TV. All it is the closest representation that you have. And I, you know, having watched him grow up and then eventually move on, you know, his spirit hopped. You feel me? And I always say to you guys, spirit hop at the end. That's what I mean. I want your spirit to hop as you travel through this thing called life. I want you to do that thing, you know what I mean? And make sure that it moves about so that no matter what happens, they're thinking and remembering the things that you said and did. Some of those things are going to drive people. You'll never know what it means to somebody when you do the right thing and you speak truth to power and you motivate, right, without preaching. So that's why I'm not going to do it, per se.
Now, how did that come about? Did you invite them, or did the girls finally say, "Look, I'm getting a little sick of the Jackson 5 or the Jackson"? How about, you know, women's lib and all that? Did they want to be part of the group or what?
Well, our little sister Janet, she always wanted to get into show business. So
Do y'all know Janet? Ah!
Yeah.
we said, "How about it, Janet? Are you ready to come on stage with us?" She said, "Yes." She was all excited and everything. So we said, "We'll let you be in the Vegas act." And our middle-aged sister,
Latoya.
she was like singing a little, so we decided we'll put her in.
So you got the whole family.
You could tell the shyness in some of the other Jacksons and talk, even in just, you know, what it's an interesting dynamic, and that's why Michael stood out. You know, he was already just from a tender age. Ugh.
Only working now. Now, you fellas been working together now how long?
Long, I say about 8 years.
Yeah, I was going to say that. You were all very, very small when you started.
Michael started when he was 4 years old, you know, on stage.
4? Good heavens. Didn't Diana Ross have something to do with
Yeah,
your fellow start?
yeah, we would.
Did I mention this is I for you, or you, and you for I network, or I? We'll work it in there. I just I thought about it, did it 100 times real fast, like, but I was never a guy doing gang signs growing up or anything for the deaf, you know, speaking to the deaf. I wish I would have learned hand signs for the deaf. Anyway, we'll get back into it. I for you for I network. So I'm trying to come up with a fast way to do it. So holla back. And you can't show me down there, but we'll figure it out.
Doing a benefit show in Gary, Indiana for the mayor.
Right.
Gary, you know. His guest was Diana Ross, so we entertained for the benefit show, and after we entertained for the show, she came backstage and said, "Very good, I'd like to take you to Motown, Detroit, and play for Barry Gordy and the executive staff, you know." And we entertained for them, and after that, we had our first record out, was a Want You Back, was a 2 million seller.
2 million is all
Yeah.
first
And
one.
after that,
That's not a bad way to kick it off, is it? Did you fellas go to that wedding, speaking of the Motown wedding? Huh? Didn't,
Oh,
yeah, the wedding, who was it, Barry?
Yes, sir.
You weren't married, right?
Right.
You were all there, weren't you?
Yeah.
That had to be the wedding of the century from what I read about.
Yeah, it was huge.
Everything going well so far?
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to waste a big wedding like that. That's got to last you for a while.
Yeah.
Let me interrupt a second, guys. We'll do a commercial, then we'll come back and talk a while. We'll be right back after this short message. We're back. If you just joined us, we're talking with the Jackson 5. 6 brothers, 3 girls. Now, when you're on the road and you travel, you just mentioned you got, when's the trip to Africa you made? Was that recent?
Wasn't that a month ago?
About a month ago.
Was that your first
We
time?
went to Senegal. Dakar was beautiful.
That must have been
Yeah, we did a
lot of
stadium concert. It was 100,000 people.
100,000
Yeah.
people? Sheesh. At one concert.
Habari za China.
Yeah.
They must have gone bananas down there.
Tonight.
Do you argue at all?
Over little things.
Very little things.
How about the music? When you get together to do the music now, do you ever have any arguments as to how it should be done, the tempo, who should do what, and how do you resolve it? How do you work it out if you get an argument?
Well, each week we have different, leaders. And so this week is Jermaine's.
This is your time, Jermaine?
Right. So I get to choose, tell them what to do, and so they're pretty good. They listen.
So next week will be your
Come
turn.
down to Randy's turn.
We skip.
Randy, you get skipped because you're only a half so far.
Randy, when he called rehearsal, he's inside eating apples or something.
You guys still all live at home? You don't all live together now? Do you?
No,
Oh,
two married.
yeah, 2 of you are married. Anybody else getting close to it? No. You, Randy, you can stay out of this. So where are you heading now? You're going to do the two weeks at the MGM?
Right, we're going to open up tomorrow.
Then you're going back on tour again?
Back on tour.
On tour.
Yeah. Do you ever sit down on any of you? Sometimes when groups say, "Hey, let's break up," and somebody says, "I want to do a single. I want to go out my own," or does that ever come up yet?
We'd rather stay together.
That's right. We had individual solo albums out. A lot of people thought we were going out on our own, but we just cut individual albums.
In other words, if you want to do something yourself and do it out, you go ahead and do it. But
Jackie had his record out. I don't know if y'all ever heard anything on it. I can't recall the songs, but I do remember he had a hit or two. Nothing as big as Michael's stuff, but I do remember Jackie had a couple things out there. Or I'm sorry, Jermaine. Or Jackie. That was Jermaine over there. Man.
Plan to stay together as brothers. I think you should. You got millions and millions of fans all over the world, and it's great to have you here. You want to do something else? Because I know you guys have to split after this.
Yeah, we want to do a dancing machine. Latest single.
Dance, 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 dance.
Okay, guys?
She's a dancing machine. Oh, baby.
Get over there. Go to work.
Yeah, nowadays it's an interesting times we live in where you notice different things, and we have to. I don't know whether we really. Interesting times we're in. He told that child to go to work, and he was laughing about it, and it's one of those things, interesting, just interesting. Hey, hit me down there if you think I'm crazy.
You plugged in, Randy? You plugged in? No, you okay? All right.
Look, I'm trying to told y'all, even the outfits, you think they crazy looking. We thought they were fire. I don't know how to tell you. Oh man. Y'all don't know how integral these congos and Lil Randy are, okay? You just don't even know how integral a part of the song they are. And I'm sorry to tell you, I still do 70% of these moves right here if I'm on the dance floor. You feel me? I'm old, and those moves somehow are ingrained into the way I move. I don't know why. Look old-timey, right? Shit. You better know. Hey, your boy just came back from the gym. I'm sorry if I'm a little hyped up. You feel me? And I ain't gonna lie, that day off edible is hitting. Listen, folks, I love you. I thank you so much for stopping by to Pop's house at the I4I network. Look forward to seeing you again, as I say, and I wish you all spirit hop. We out.
I'm in the room, they stare. The camera zoom, I'm there. I shine bright, big glare. Take my shades, I share. I break the rules, take theirs.